Charles Denson, who will be followed by Shani Coleman.
My name is Charles Denson. I'm director of the Coney Island History Project. I grew up on Surf Avenue in Coney Island houses and O'Dwyer Gardens. Lived here for 22 years. Now I live and work here for half the year. I've studied the history of Coney Island development for several decades. I wrote 2 books on this subject, and I've seen dozens of master plans for Coney Island since my family moved here in 1956. Most were colossal failures. I've experienced the best and the worst that Coney Island has to offer. I want to make it clear that the opposition to this rezoning plan does not mean that I don't want improvement and growth and jobs for Coney Island. Opposing this plan does not mean that I want Coney Island to be stuck in the past. The C7 amusement zone can be saved. When the strategic plan was first unveiled, it seemed promising and I supported it. It seemed to be a fair compromise that offered a balanced mix of amusements, retail, and residential. That plan has been changed so radically that I'm forced to oppose it on every level. I think it was a betrayal of trust. This rezoning allows 25 new high-rises as tall as the parachute jump, nearly 30 stories to be built in the C7 zone. It places a shopping center in the amusement core and reduces what was once known as the world's playground to something the size of a children's playground. This is a mass gentrification plan. We were promised a world-class amusement park. The EDC made trips to Tivoli Gardens, Blackpool, came back and gave us a shopping mall surrounded by high-rises. Coney Island's future as a world-class tourist destination is being sacrificed. What could have been an economic engine for New York City and the Coney Island community is being smothered by politically motivated, uninspired development. You need to go back to the original strategic plan and start over. Move the retail mall to the seaside getaway zone, as he called it, where it can serve the needs of the West End community. Reduce the height of the residential component. Residential towers and hotels should fit into the existing neighborhood, not overwhelm it. C7 zoning should not be eliminated. It can be amended and modified to be less restrictive. C7 is unique in New York and the only amusement zoning left. Coney Island needs to be able to expand and evolve to meet future amusement technology. Stop the backdoor eminent domain that's taking property rights from owners who've supported Coney Island in good times and bad for so many years. The single owner plan does not work. Coney Island has survived for so long because it's had multiple owners. You need multiple visions for the future. Above all, reduce the density of this project.
Thank you. You need to wrap up.
There's no way to get around the fact that you're building in a floodplain at a time of climate change and increased global warming.
Wrap up now.
Since Hurricane Katrina killed nearly 2,000 people, many coastal cities in Florida, Texas, Mississippi have restricted constriction on floodplains. You're now proposing a massive development of location that's expecting increased
You need to stop
hurricanes.
now. Next person is
I'd like to add one last thing.
3 minutes.